The rider that we are interviewing today came onto the scene out of nowhere and almost instantly became a top name in BMX because of his legitimate one-of-a-kind riding style. Everything about him is original, from his unorthodox trick list to his life of the party personality. Jason Watts is a rare breed. So let's sit down with Jason and talk BMX. So Jason, you grew up in Brisbane, Australia, and that's on the other side of the world where BMX originally started. What was your first memory of BMX?
My first memory was I think I was skating at the time. I was 12, 13, I think. And there was local dirt jumps down the road from my house they're called BP. It's in Ferny Grove. And I went down there with my cousins and there was a bunch of dudes riding down there, real good dudes. And actually it turned out to be Colin McKay, way back in this day. It was just a bunch of local dudes, and for some reason Colin was there that
That's
day.
insane.
I don't know how, yeah. And at that point my cousins were all right, let's start riding. Did I spill it? Oh, you
Just fell over under the chair.
Oh well. There we go, another spillage. So yeah, it turned out to be Colin. So
is he from that area?
Yeah, we grew up in the exact same area, just 15 years apart, same high school, same football club. So I only knew that when I started coming over here and meeting him. But yeah, my cousins were let's get bikes, and then we all sort of got bikes from there.
So Jason, your riding style is like any other rider I've ever seen before. You're a goofy-footed rider that rides with so much power and so much natural flow, but you also have mind-blowing, innovative nose manual tricks. What caused you to ride this way?
Sometimes I'll just flow around and then I'll get bored and I'll just start doing weird things. And then nose wheelies was one of those things that started coming out, and then I don't know, it sort of picked up pretty fast. And then one day I was just sitting at a bank to bank, bank, flat bank. I was just trying weird ones, putting my foot over, and they all worked. They were just seat stand one, or knack or can. I learned them all in one day after just across this little bank, flat bank. We're just mucking around as kids, just oh, I wonder if this one would work, or this one, and I just went through all these crazy little things, and I don't know, sort of got lucky. I don't know, just picked up this balance point. It came from nowhere. The local park is see a line and put a leaf out and be nose to that leaf. It took me it takes a long time. Nose wheelies is just a lot of crash. If you can jump over the bars, you're chilling. But I definitely a couple of times clipping the bars, shoulder, that's happened so many times.
Yeah, to
everyone's
me,
you get out of it so well of everything. I'm yeah, but it was a good 2 years of just taking slams of just the nose wheelies. But
well, at least that you actually mastered the trick, because I did all the work to try to learn the trick and master it, but I never got there and still got the repercussions.
Yeah.
What's your favorite nose wheelie combination?
Just the knack one. It feels cool because I do it top side. So when I'm turning and I can sort of have my foot sort of helps me steer around. I can swing it around and use it like a hang five, and it helps me get over bumps that or on the concrete. But yeah, definitely the knack one is cool.
So it feels like you came out of nowhere onto the BMX scene. What was the first event that you entered pro?
It was the very first Doren Invitational, and Colin actually didn't know him, never talked to him ever. He just sent me a message one day on Instagram and gave me his spot because he couldn't make it, just because I was from the same town. So Colin was
never
invited.
even spoke with him at that point?
Nah.
So
I went to
a
a shop stop when he was on Haro and met him there with a friend, and then that was before that, and then the next thing he messaged me and he said he was stoked on my riding, and he was I'll give you this invite if you can find your way there. And I did. Got my own flight and flew out there and linked up, did it all, and it was sort of perfect timing. I started riding bowls, been riding bowls for a while, just flowing around, sort of a thing to do when I was to just ride big bowls, or just flowing around a bowl instead of jumping things. And those bowl contests came at the perfect timing when we were doing all of it. So
what year was that?
6 years. I want to say 2013 was the very first Van Doren. I think I'm pretty sure it was. So yeah, 2013, and then 2014 was the second year where I got third behind, I think Gary, and then Chase. Oh no, Gary might have won. That was Chase's second. I got third. Just I don't know. I remember I was just sitting in this corner because I didn't really know anyone by then. I was just sitting in this corner drinking a bowl of Coke and someone in the Coke, and just sitting there, and someone come up to me and goes, "You got to go to the podium," and I was just what are you talking about? I was only, what was that? I was only just 21 at that point. So
was that pretty shocking? Like,
I was just sitting there, like, just having a little drink to myself. And then I think Batters does it every time. Follow me. You're on podium. I'm like, what are you talking about? And yeah, it was unreal.
Since then, you become a force to be reckoned with on the Vans BMX Pro Cup series. What does that series mean to you?
It's just like a family. It's like we have this tight neck, like 20 dudes that we all get to see now 4 times a year instead of just going to one contest. When I like just started to get like the very first ones, I just came over for the Doren Invitationals, and they were always fun. And then I did ECS here for a bit, and they were the only 2 contests I sort of went to because Drew Tour was done. I went to an X Games, but like it's not the same vibe. So now we have 4 of them, and it's just like, it literally feels like a family. We have our like, there's at least like, and the list grows all the time of like a certain amount of people you see at every single one. There's like a good 15 to 20 dudes that and we're having like dinners with 12 dudes at a time and not just like going out with like 4 dudes. We're like, it's cool. It's like literally, it is like a little family of like, it's not even really about the contest. We rock up, we ride, have fun. We're in crazy places, and then like we all hang out, like everybody, like girls, boys, like we all just have like a really tight neck family crew, and I enjoy them a lot. I think they're amazing.
So what do you think about the level of riding and the way it's pushing BMX?
I think it's pretty bang on, like the perfect contest series. It's like no one really gets like, there's like less is more there in a way, but like there's still people that do tricks and do really well. Like Matty's been doing really well. He's been like shredding, and like I like watching all the diverse riding. Like Corey can drop in and do 2 tricks, but still get up on the podium, like, because he's insane. And then like there's other people like Dennis would be doing the biggest whip transfers. Sergio, like, it's like, it's not that we're not doing tricks. It's just like we're being selective on the ones that we want to do.
They're so much fun to watch. And you've been doing so good at them. How'd you get so big in Mexico?
I don't know. I had lucky down there, I guess.
You got a pretty good streak going on right now, don't you?
Yeah, like 3 for 3, like.
That's insane.
I was thinking it was insane to myself when I was like, dude, I was drinking the shower water. Everyone's getting sick around me, and I'm just like sitting there, like, drank more beer than water, like eating the shittiest food, and everyone's like, how are you not sick? Like, how do you just deal with this? And I was like, I was there for 10 days this year because I built the course. I was in full Mexico mode. It was funny. Like, I don't know, like it's hot, it's crazy. Skate park's bumpy, and I like it. So
it's so cool. Yeah. Speaking of, you built the course. You're a pretty good carpenter. Did you ever do that professionally before BMX?
I worked with carpentry 4 or 5 years, and then that's when riding sort of took over, and I started traveling too much. So I just couldn't do it to my boss, like just keep going back and forth. So like I stopped, and then I started running like indoor parks, skate parks, and then building the ramps in there. And I've been building ramps for like 5 years while riding. So like I can't just go and ride all the time, and like my hands start to twitch, and like I'm like, I need to do something, I need to build something. So I'll always find something to build, or like and then I just built like a massive bowl over the start of the year, like a 2-month project pretty much, of like this big bowl in Melbourne, and turned out to be perfect, like amazing. So no.
What do you enjoy about building?
I don't know, it's like sort of like building trails in a way. Like I'll be building something and like change shit as I go. Like this training needs to be a little bit mellower, and then like it's like the accomplishment of building something and then riding it is like unreal. Like built a bowl and then you can like shred it is even better than building a house and just living in it. Like I don't know, I really enjoy building things. And
there's an art to it, isn't it?
Yeah, there is an art. Like I can do all the measurements in my head, like all the trigonometry and like all the pockets, and I have them all perfect before, like on like a piece of paper. I just draw it up real quick and have all the measurements and then build it all in one. And like, yeah, I know it's
amazing to see, man. It really is cool.
It's cool. It's cool using my brain instead of just like writing, or like I'm just like testing myself all the time with like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so you build ramps for extra money as well, but you also got sponsored by Vans on the pro team.
Yeah.
How did that affect your life?
That was like, I thought I was super lucky. I went on pretty fast, and like they've looked after me ever since I turned pro pretty much. So like literally that first Van Touring thing, they gave me a bit of stuff, and then the next year I got third, and then after that I was on the pro team. So like, and then they've looked after me ever since. And I like helped them out by like, I built a lot of things for Vans Australia. Like I built a whole street course over the January, and then like built it twice, took it down twice, and then built it in an indoor skate park, like moving stuff around. And like Mapstone, that ran a good relationship with him. So me and him are just like throwing ideas. Like I built the stuff in 5-dock as well, all those extensions.
Yeah, so
like,
Vans has really affected your life all around.
Yeah, so like most of my money comes from building things for Vans. Like,
good for you. That's
cool.
so cool.
I really enjoy it.
So Jason, you're the life of the party, on and off the bike, everywhere you go. How do you keep up this energy, man?
I don't know. People ask me that all the time. It's like when I find out, I'll let you know. Like, you know, everyone's like, how do you do it? And I was like, I don't know. Like,
have you always been this way? Like since you were a kid?
Yeah, I didn't really drink till I was like 19. Like I was just chilling. Like,
but drinking or not though, you're just
I wake up and good to go. No coffee. Like I'll drink a Red Bull before I ride, or like a Monster, like any energy drink. I don't really drink coffee, and like I'm ready to go all day, every day. It could be 3 a.m. Like boys like sort of get mad. Like they're all like, how do you do this? You just eat, like they're all like eating nice and healthy, and I'm just like drinking a beer, drinking Coca-Cola, and like eating whatever I want. And then like, when you get older, I'm like, when I get older, I'm already older than you. Like, yeah, what are you telling me about? Like, it's
impressive, Jason. As a bystander, you know, I watch from the outside, and I'm really impressed with what I see.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it going as long as possible. I like high five myself, like my body. I'm like, high five, body. You feel good today? Like, you know, like I treat you like shit, but like, you know, one day it will stop. Like one day, like I'm probably gonna wake up and be like, oh
cross
man,
that bridge when you get there, man.
That's exactly right. Like 26, and I still feel like I'm 18. Like I'm just like, wake up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, ride 8 hours a day if I need. Like I'll just ride as much as I can, and I don't know, go out all night, hang out with everybody. Like any sport, I'll go play any sport. Like, yeah, it's fun.
For it all.
Yeah, I'm up for anything.
It's really cool.
Like I said, building stuff, like, yeah, I'll build for 14 hours and then ride for 6. Like, be like a 20-hour day. I'm like,
yeah, it's only 4 hours of sleep.
I'm like, yeah, I look at myself sometimes, like, how am I doing this? Like, I'm like, I'll cross that bridge. When that bridge comes one day, I'm just going to take it on the chin and be like, all right, I've just been a long time coming. Yeah. I'll be like, you can rest. Like, yeah.
You live a very simplistic lifestyle. You know, you don't really take much to operate. You live in a van.
Yep.
You know, you don't have flashy items.
No.
You know, what motivates you to live this lifestyle?
I don't know. I'm happy just having myself and my bike and just the people that I'm around. I live in a bus. I have no bills. Like I don't pay rent. I live in the bus. Like I don't pay rent anywhere. Like, and that's probably the only reason I can do what I do is like, oh, you travel the world and do this, and yeah, it's fun and I love it, but it's like I wouldn't be able to do it if I was like renting a house or like I had other things. I just have my bus, whatever's inside that bus, and then I just like, I know, just sort of live for what's happening now.
I feel like you broke the code to live a happy life for Jason Watts.
Yeah, I definitely. It's just like keep to myself, and like when I'm, you know, by myself, it's nice because it's just like tomorrow I can be like, I do this contest and I could, you know, we got to go to Huntington, but after that, I like just do whatever I want. I'm going to Vegas for 2 days just to have some fun. Like, yeah, like, awesome. That's just me. Like when I travel, like, and then I always meet up with Corey. Is very similar. Like, he doesn't need much either. So me and him link up all the time and just like, do you want to go do this in Portugal and sleep in bowls and do whatever we want? And he's like, I'm down.
And that really happened, didn't it?
Yeah, eating peanut butter sandwiches. Me, Dustin, and Corey Walsh went to Portugal and just got a rental car and slept at the skate parks on the ground in a tent, like for, I think it was 7 days. Like, yeah.
So awesome to hear, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, Jason.
Yeah.
So Jason, what's your favorite part about current day BMX?
Current day BMX is just like definitely the level of riding, where it's going, and like how different like everything is. Like the bulk, like Corey Walsh, like, is destroying it in his own way. Dennis Anderson's destroying it in his own way. Like everybody's like really starting to fall into like different styles. Like everybody like, you know, grows up like this, like influenced by someone, and then they just go boom. Like, and there's like, everybody adds their little tweak to stuff. Like Josh Dove, who like rides very similar to me, but he has his own twist on like everything. Like, we're goofy footed, but like, you know, like and then like, Boyd Hilda was growing up sort of riding like Dennis, and then he has his own style, like twist and like, you know what I mean? Everybody's like, so I enjoy every type of riding. Like sometimes I definitely sit there and I'm like start to get like that salty old man syndrome, like, ugh. And then I think to myself, he's just doing what he's doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, no need to be upset about that. Old man syndrome. Yeah. And you start getting old and you're like, that was gross. And then like you think like, he's just doing him. I'm just doing me.
You gotta respect that about it.
You gotta respect it of what, every rider's out doing it. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's enjoying it. Like, unless you're really not enjoying it, then I'll really be salty. But like,
yeah, then you deserve to be salty.
Then I'll definitely scrub my nose up and be like, what are you doing?
So what would you say is something you would like to change about current day BMX?
Sometimes it's just like the barrier between some like contest riders and non-contest riders. It's like I have like good friends with both sides. Like I'm talking like the Olympic riders and then like the bowl riders. Like, and I'm good friends with like more than the bowl people. But I know everybody at the feast and all that. Everybody's the same when you hang out with them. Like I said, I still catch myself getting salty and like ripping on this person. Then you get there and you're like, what was I being salty about? It's just doing, like I said, just doing him. So you can't really change anything. It's just like, sometimes you can't just like judge a book by its cover. You just need to go meet and ride with these people. And like, and when you do, you're like, oh damn. Like, like Logan Martin, some people are like, what's that dude like? And I'm like, Logan's the best dude you ever meet. Nicest guy ever. Like, always down to do anything. If you said you want to go ride a 10-foot bowl, Logan rock up. Like, you want to go ride some trails, he's there. And like, if other people see the way he rides and like, they just judge him straight away, I'm like, meet Logan and he'll change your mind he's very quiet, but like he would change your mind about everything. So like, I
agree with you completely on that. I think BMX definitely needs less of that.
Trust me, I get in that salty way and I just think to myself, just take it one step back and then like everything, like I said, everyone's doing their own shit. Like, nothing to hate on, nothing like, it's awesome.
Yeah. So Jason, the next question I'm going to ask you is, it's a pretty big one, but
go for it.
Who is your favorite rider of all time, and what about that rider makes him so memorable?
Definitely like Aiken would be up there, Bowen, like those two definitely come to mind over anybody. The way they like would just like Aiken, like Bowen more than Aiken, like just that ability to do everything every way and every trick with a ton of style. Like there was no real like oppo or like regular. Same as Joe Rich, like just playing around with like switching your feet, even like simple. Like I play around with it now and I'm slowly starting to like get good at like switching my feet and then tabling the other way. Like people like that where they really like enjoy, but you're always blown away by like they just do something that simple, but like you're like, well, like that was crazy, that was this way. And like those like three riders there are like, and then Ruben, like, and anything like that, I could keep going on. Like anyone that's
rider, we're on 4 now.
I know. I get influenced by, that's why it feels like my riding.
Makes you, Jason,
that's why my riding's sort of all over the place. Cause one day I'll be like, oh, I want to go do this. Like, and then I'm like, oh man, like Corey Wallace influences me right now. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to do alley-oop pocket airs. So like,
but it clearly shows in your riding.
Me and Gary Young was at Linda Vista just for an hour trying to learn the alley-oop pocket in like a pool just because of how cool Corey's looks. Like I get influenced by a lot of people, so it's hard to put like the number one like rider for me. But like definitely like everyone, like Bowen would definitely, I think between Bowen and Aiken, or those two would be my highly influenced rider or favorite
definitely
riders.
Well deserved right there.
Yeah.
So in the future, when riders look back and think of Jason Watts, how would you like to be remembered?
Just bit of fun, like, you know, not taking anything too seriously. Like, we still want to like do well at a contest to do well for ourselves. I don't want to do well to win. I go on like I just have goals that I want to do, and like I don't care about anything else. It's just like I'm always out to have a good time. I want people to be like, oh, Jason did this contest but he was out the whole night before. Like I'm not out, you know, like feel like I have really bad FOMO, like fear of missing out. But so that's why I'm everywhere, like all the time. It'd be like 2 a.m. Someone's like, come out. I'm like, okay, I'm coming. Like just in case something cool happens, then like I got to see it for myself.
Huge thank you to Jason Watts for today's interview. If you guys want to see more of Jason Watts, you can follow him on Instagram at WattsUp. And if you guys want to see more of his riding, you guys could check out Vans Illustrated, which is online right now. And I promise you his part will blow your mind.